The Columbus Area Business Hall of Fame is proud to induct a trio from the Zimmerer family, Paul, Art, and Bernard, who built an idea born in northwest Platte County into a truly global presence that has changed the face of agriculture. Paul Zimmerer grew up on a farm near Humphrey. After working various jobs in Oregon, Minnesota, and Illinois during the drought and Great Depression of the 30s, Paul returned to Platte County and opened a repair shop and blacksmith business. By 1948, Paul moved his family and Zimmerer Repair to property in Lindsay that included a house, some outbuildings, and several acres of land. This land would become the home of Lindsay Manufacturing. Paul fixed everything from televisions to engines, and by 1958 he was employing 6 people, and he had begun manufacturing parts for grain bins and hay gauges. In the mid-1950s, irrigation using hand lines began in the rough terrain around Lindsay. Paul felt he could modify these lines to be towed by a tractor, and he was able to sell several sets of these modified lines around the Midwest. Later, Paul and Matt Schumacher developed a unique coupler for these lines that made them more reliable and easier to assemble. The success of the Big Red tow line was a major step forward for the company. Paul's sons Art and Bernard joined the business in 1963 after their discharge from military service. Art concentrated on manufacturing and engineering, Bernie on accounting and purchasing, and Paul focused on direct sales. Sales grew, and the three formed a partnership in 1965 under the name Lindsay Manufacturing Company. Sales had multiplied 9 times from 1961 to 1967, requiring a facility expansion and installation of an aluminum tube mill. Well, things really changed in 1968 as work began on a new product line, center pivot irrigation systems. By the fall of 1969, 6 such systems had been built and installed around the area. Art had patented many of the special features of the pivot, and sales more than doubled in just 2 years. The Zimatic product line quickly became the company's focus, and the Zimmerers formed a corporation in 1970 to concentrate on the center pivot systems. Sales nearly doubled just in 1970, and then doubled again to $6 million by 1971. Lindsay doubled the size of the manufacturing facility and installed a steel tube mill and also built a new office. That year, Paul sold his interest in the company to his sons due to health reasons. By 1973, company sales had reached $15 million from just $230,000 only 8 years before. By 1974, Art and Bernard saw the need for additional resources to continue the growth of the company, so they sold Lindsay Manufacturing to DeKalb Ag Research. Both remained as senior executives with the company. Art was killed at age 34 in an auto accident in 1978, the day after he resigned as Lindsay's chairman of the board. Art had served on the advisory council for Platte Technical Community College and on various commodity groups and irrigation associations. Bernard resigned as president of Lindsay the following year and moved to California, where he started Zim Industries, a well drilling company. The Columbus YMCA opened the Arthur Zimmerer Memorial Tennis Courts in 1980 after Bernie gave a significant gift in memory of his brother. Bernard died of cancer in 1994 at age 58. Paul Zimmerer outlived his sons, dying at age 94 in 2008 in Newman Grove. The company started by the Zimmerers is now a publicly traded corporation headquartered in Omaha with some 1,200 employees, generating global sales approaching $600 million, and is still home to 500 employees in Lindsay, Nebraska. Paul, Art, and Bernard Zimmerer have truly changed the face of agriculture globally and dramatically altered the course of their hometown. We are proud to induct them in 2012 into the Columbus Area Business Hall of Fame.